Hello everybody, it's me Turtle. I'm kind of back a little bit. So I ordered 2 e-bikes. Ordered an Ariel Rider Kepler. So I'm gonna unbox them real quick and then maybe we'll talk about them. There is a box inside of the box. So this is how it looks like when you first open it up. It looks like they have it wrapped in some kind of plastic. This was loose, free hanging. That looseness of this looks like it kind of made some dust in here and stuff, but should be good. So this screen here pokes on this bad boy here. So hopefully everything in there is good. And hopefully the screen is good as well. I like this touch. There's some kind of shipping protector here that protects the derailleur. Okay, I ripped the side off and that's kind of how it looks there. It looks mostly assembled. You have some protectors here for the brake. And they have some on the back there. But it looks like the kickstand kind of chewed it up. So I'm hoping that the kickstand didn't bend. I was able to lift it up. I just grabbed it right here. I grabbed it by the gooseneck here and it just came right out. I decided just to cut off this front tire. It was attached to some zip ties. That'll give me access to the rest of the front of this so I can start peeling crap off. So they actually ship it with the gooseneck not totally tightened down right here and the forks facing this way. So I'm just gonna manually twist this over real quick just to get kind of started there. I've noticed that these are connected, like the wires are all connected to the handlebars. So I'm gonna have to be very careful with what I'm doing here. I'm also just holding this up myself. So I'm actually gonna leave this cover on here. And I'm gonna leave the handlebar covers on as well as the fork covers, just for now, so that way when I mount the handlebars to here, that way, hopefully if I drop it or something, that'll still be protected and I don't scratch it up. It seems relatively stable just up on these forks with that special fork protector that I had. If it didn't have the fork protector, I would not be using that, but it seems relatively stable. So I'm gonna pop this thing open here and I'm gonna start to double check if there's any kind of toolkit in here to help me assemble this. Obviously I have my own tools, but I want to see if they were nice enough to provide some of their own. So inside this box so far, I have a headlight, very nice. And what I have here, ooh, it looks like a toolkit. That's pretty cool. Front quick release. We have another box of unknown things. Screws with Loctite on them. Then we have the user manual, 2 bicycle pedals. Need those. And then we have touch-up paint. Wow, that's pretty nice, pretty nifty. I'm just kind of looking here now at the general quality. Kind of interesting. But we'll see. It should be good enough. Wow, that's a pretty big gear there on that last final drive. Looks like the last thing in the box is just this power supply here. It's UL listed, which is nice. Hopefully it won't catch fire. It is 52 volts, 2.5 amp recharge. So it will take longer to recharge, but the lower amperage rate should help the battery last longer. And this kind of reminds me of either a Wally or no disassemble. Just to note too, the battery is actually on the bicycle. So torque wrench is going to be good because I follow spec. I'm going to torque down everything to the way that they recommend. I'm also going to find my blue Loctite and I'm going to start doing that on the front there. And it should be good. Let's take a look at their high quality toolkit here. That's a nice touch. So I thought that this gooseneck here would be fully painted just to protect it against corrosion and stuff, but they didn't paint the inside. I am just temporarily mounting the handlebars. Really important to not have a twist in the lines as you mount the bars. So this should be pretty good here. It looks like the screen takes 2 different connectors there. Next, I'm gonna actually install this front tire and then let it rest on its kickstand. But in order to install the front tire, I'm actually gonna remove the fork protectors. And then I'll start to install it very carefully while lining up that thing over there. It should be good. One thing to note, I am going to have to put that quick release lever through here first. That will help me mount the tire. They actually inserted just a little tiny brake protector in here. Next up, I'm gonna have to take off this piece of plastic, but it looks like they really tightened this down on either side. Quick note, I figured I would just show this. I like to put this quick release on the opposite side of my brake rotor. So if that's the brake rotor there, I don't want my quick release on this side. I want it on this side. That way, if I have to take off the front, and this is hot, I don't burn myself. Before I put that on there, I'm going to grease this a lot. So I'm gonna use this grease here. It's the same grease that I use on my motorcycle. And then for all the electrical connections, I'm gonna use this dielectric grease. These springs are cone shape and they taper down towards the axle here. So that goes like this. Then I installed this one here. Do note that the screw is there and that also tapers towards the axle. That'll help me line it up. It basically keeps the quick release like centered. it allows it for both sides to have roughly the same, or basically exactly the same distance between them, because the springs will help space things apart. So now I'm gonna lift that up and I'm gonna install this. Okay, so this is on here now. Just put it on. You can see that the rotor is sitting between the brake pads there. The quick release is just like this. Okay, it's now tightened down. That was very hard for me to push down, which means that it's a good seal or a good connector. I like to tuck the quick release handle underneath just like this, just so it doesn't get caught on anything. It's much more sleek, and it allows basically, or at least in my opinion, it'll keep the quick release from catching on anything if it was pointed the opposite direction or if it was pointed down. This is super nice because it actually tucks very nicely up inside there. I'm just kind of rolling it back and forth, and I don't hear the brake pads sliding on it or scraping on it, so that's good. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to remove these handlebar protector things. Indeed, you can just slide it off. This is still loose because I didn't tighten it down, but that'll be tightened down later once my wife decides to sit on this. That way she'll be able to adjust the height and everything to her liking. So what I'm going to do next is I'm actually going to remove the battery. I don't think it's a good idea to plug anything in the bicycle while the battery is on the bicycle. So I'm going to remove the battery for now. I'll actually put it on the charger. The way that you take the battery off is you have a key. That one's a spare, so it has a little piece of plastic over it. Put the key into there. Once you twist the key, this will free this from the battery. So the battery is now free, and it tilts out to the left. Whew, that's a heavy boy. So you can see it's kind of like a doorknob. There's a latch for it. You take the battery, you come in at an angle, and then you pop the top in. The charging port is on the left side here. I'm gonna get that plugged in, and I'm gonna have this charge while I assemble the rest of the bike. I still haven't tightened down this gooseneck to be in line with the rim or the wheel, but that's okay because I'm gonna apply this dielectric grease here. This will help to seal out the elements and keep this connection here nice and airtight. So I'm not going to put it on the actual part there. I'm just going to put it around the connector as best I can. Just a little extra step. Now that these are all greased up, I'm going to line up this tire with that gooseneck. The gooseneck is forward, but the tire is left. And then I'm going to straighten this up as much as I can. And before I do that, I'm going to grab the proper wrench for this, so that way I can make sure this is straight when I straighten out the tire. I'll show you how to do that. So since this is a very important piece of the bicycle here, I'm going to do Newton meters. We're going to max that baby out to make sure that we have the maximum clamping force of these handlebars and of the stem onto the alignment of this tire. Every torque wrench is different, but you'll have to unlock it somehow. I'm going to find Newton meters. That's foot-pounds, Newton meters. Just kind of eyeballed it. It looks pretty straight to me. All you have to do then is just tighten this up. I did this one a lot, then this one a lot. When you lift up, the torque wrench will click. So that means that this one is done. So I'm gonna go to the other side and do the other screw. Okay, so what I'm gonna do next is I'm going to install these bicycle pedals. Once the bicycle pedals are on, I'm going to take it for a ride without the battery, just to make sure that the derailleur and the shifting system works. That's over here, and then we'll go from there. It looks like the screen has a screen protector on it too. Interesting. So now I'm going to install the R pedal on the right side. The way that I'm going to do this is I'm going to put some Loctite on here. So with Loctite, what you want to do is you want to coat the threads. So you want to put the Loctite onto the thread. This Loctite is basically like a glue. Once the Loctite is in there, it'll dry up and it'll make it so that way just vibration and stuff won't allow this to loosen up. The blue Loctite means you can break it if you use enough torque. The red Loctite is a permanent one. So I'm using blue Loctite in case I ever want to change the pedals. It's going to be the same process on this side. But if you look, the pattern is actually opposite, I believe. So before it was righty-tighty, but now it's lefty-tighty once it gets caught. Yep, so lefty-tighty. But why is it backwards on this side? I'm going to guess that they're basically allowing the screw, every time you push down into the power, into like your power band, you're basically just tightening this every single time you pedal. If it was the other way, as you pedaled, it might come loose. Put a bit much of the Loctite on here, but this is a trick that I like to do. I just like to hold it down and just twist it like this, and eventually the pedal will seat itself. There. So that was much quicker than slowly doing this. Next, I'm going to install the front fender and this no disassemble headlight. Looks pretty easy. It looks like this is going to go onto this screw, and then it looks like I need to find 2 screws that are going to hold this in place. So all I have to do is find them somehow. Okay, so now I have to turn this bad boy on. So here's the power. Let's see what happens. I'm just pressing and holding power. It booted up. 100% battery. That's probably a lie. Oh, says it's 100%. I don't believe that though. There is a way to calibrate your battery. I don't feel like doing that right now. Again, I'm just taking this on a quick ride to make sure that the power system and the power delivery and everything works. It's gonna be a bit wonky because none of this is tightened down, but oh well. So power delivery works, throttle works, everything works up there. This whole thing down here works. Pedal assist 1 works. It's actually very fast in pedal assist 1. I heard that basically what they do is they take the pedal assist, some kind of a ratio to its top speed. So now I'm gonna try to figure out how to unlock this thing. So I'm just trying to press power up and down at the same time, which of course is giving you a password. I figured that it couldn't be power and this one because they're too close together. Might accidentally press those, so I went the 2 furthest apart. On the forums, they said that the password was 19. Oh, okay, so this is up and down, and then this is enter. So is it 2020 or 1919? Oh, let's try 1919. Okay, so it's 1919. Here's a whole bunch of crap. Controller parameters. Wow. Neat. Walk assist. Amp limit 33. Speed limit. We're gonna have to do some math. It looks like people top out at like 45 miles an hour. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna convert 45 to kilometers per hour. Okay, so that's around 73 kilometers per hour. So I'm gonna bump this all the way up to 73. The reason I'm not going to 999 is because of the way that the bike does its pedal assist settings. So 73. I heard that pedal assist 1 is some kind of ratio off of this number. So the lower the number, the less the pedal assist until you work your way up to 9. So I'm gonna leave that on this. Everything else, I'm going to leave the same. That's not for me to mess with. Default assist level. So we don't want any assist level unless we want it to be there. Max assist level, we'll put it to 0 to 9. Boot up screen. Interesting. I could probably put my own logo in there. I'll put default. Password, no. Factory reset, no. Back. Okay. So now, when this thing boots back up, does that have, it has some kind of sensor right there, maybe like ambient light. Let's see if we can turn this thing back on now. Okay, cool. Neat. 0. It started off at 0. And just like that, we have 9 pedal assists. So this bike is basically ready to go. I'm gonna go leave it on the charger. So my wife's bike is basically ready. This looks about straight, about as straight as I could make it. The fender is nice and straight. That's pretty much it. I'm going to go put this away and then I'm gonna start working on mine.